It is 8:07 a.m. on Tuesday, February 27, 2024, and I just want you to see what is the method of aiming engineered light. You can see the shadows as they are casted onto the wall, but they're also distorted shadows. This is actually one shadow, and you can see the edge of a second shadow. I don't want you to only pay attention to the fact that this is the case, which is a result of directed light, engineered light, but you're also paying attention to the fact that the blinds are closed and the entity is engaging in suggesting that this is the sunlight. What you're paying attention to are the methods of aiming engineered light all over the place, different levels of concentration. And what you'll also notice is the magnification of light. This space right here, this large piece of light right here, put my hand there, that's what you see, okay? This is engineered. I can even move at a distance, keep my hand there, you see the light on my, that's not sunlight. This is engineered light that fills my apartment. And as you know, sunlight does not in any way magnify like that. It doesn't shoot like a laser, and it also doesn't shoot into the depths of your apartment. And it's also never going to occur. The blinds are closed. Okay, this is not the behavior of natural sunlight. In addition, the entity is engaging in ongoing stalking, maintenance, following, pursuing with light. Light is central, key to the criminal system of group stalking and monitoring, and it's demonic. Okay, you have what the entity then maintains light in a diagonal pattern from the same set of closed blinds. And I also want to be clear, they're not just closed, they're closed in an upward position. All right, all of this is clear though. I've shown you light that's on the ceiling, not sunlight. I've shown you light as they cast it to the side of the building, not sunlight. It's occurring inside, and you also see it slapping on the side of all of this is demonic. All right, they're stalking with light. You have what is the peephole. This is the concentration of light through a peephole, not sunlight. You have what is the casting of my shadow on this wall right here, where there is no light. Where is that coming? But that's supposedly sunlight. I'm just showing you what's the pattern of stalking with light. In addition to is the light source right here. All of Alvarado Gardens, in other words, for example, they're nothing but group stalkers. And these are the demon possessed who are engaging in a satanic targeting system in concert with the state. The state is routinely acting via the Los Angeles Police Department. While they are engaging in this group stalking system, while I am inside of my private space, pay attention. This is a covered space. The sun, which is above us and not hovering next like the entity does with the light source that remains over the property because I remain at the property all day, it's not going to result in any light whatsoever. It's certainly not going to appear in the depths of the apartment, rising up onto the wall. This is P.O.C. This is the P.O.C. And as I put my hand here, you watch it disappear. Okay? This is the pattern of, this is terrorism, and this is the prosecution of Ted Speaker. This is the prosecution of the people of the state. The state of California, that is engaging in satanic methods of targeting with light, their engineered light, and it is under the demonic guise of a natural environment, not the natural environment. All right, and I want you to pay attention to, while the entity is aiming light into the depths of the apartment, maintaining it at all times, day and night, you're going to understand what covers the grounds. The entity is maintaining light, and you are surrounded by what is a satanic environment. This is not sunlight. This is all engineered light. Carlo Lopez is a third-party group stalker working for third-party company Speaker Companies Incorporated, my employer, that is engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. Carlo Lopez is a third-party group stalker that is present in the specific environment, engaging in the criminal elements of monitoring on a systematic basis, posing an unprecedented systematic threat to the life, physical safety, and overall well-being, by the way, while acting pursuant to the state system under the malicious guise of being an employee. That's a third-party group stalker working for a third-party company, a corrupt business that is engaged in the criminal facilitation of federal group stalking and monitoring. That is, you are working at the facilitating venue. You work at the specific environment where the state system is ceaselessly underway. Everybody that lives here is engaging in that. The entity is covering the grounds with what is engineered light. This is not sunlight. This is not the natural environment. They're walking in it, driving past all of the environment is serving for that criminal system, which I've already displayed. But I wanted you to get a vivid illustration of what fills my apartment. Engineered, magnified, a light through the peephole that's shooting through the depths, creating multiple shadows as they're shooting all over the walls. And this is what covers the grounds. They're all walking in it, working in it, living in it, crossing path in it. coming in, visiting, just to be on the grounds, to engage in stalking in the path and creating light activity while they engage in whatever, and including the maintenance of noise. This is what the Los Angeles Police Department is doing with a helicopter. That's why that department is going to be prosecuted. They will be subject to what are mental examinations, the threat that they pose, engaging in this satanic targeting system, facilitating such a corrupt criminal act in concert with the people of the state, those including under the age of majority. Even those over the 18 shouldn't be doing it, but they are doing it as a systematic basis of the state system, doing it with babies, doing it with young children, doing it with teenagers. The entity is engaging in a satanic targeting system with those over and under the age of majority. The entity is doing so while I am also documented. That's the impermissible threat. This is nothing other than group stalking, crossing path, using their vehicles to create activity, doing so on a systematic basis, and it's entirely malicious. That's nothing other than relevant positioning, light activity creation. My voice is serving for audible activity. That's nothing but crossing path, working at the facilitating venue. This is P.O.C. It is currently 8:13 a.m. and this is Alvarado Gardens, a third-party facilitating venue. The real property that is under ownership by R. Ted Speaker. R. Ted Speaker is a third-party group stalker by virtue of criminal facilitation. That is, his real property is a third-party facilitating venue where a public entity is engaging in this targeting system, which is the threat to your life. He has no competing constitutional interests. A third-party group stalker, by the way, doesn't exercise any individual rights in the Constitution. They are present on behalf of the state. They are acting on behalf of the state. Everything that they are doing is on behalf of the state. And the state is engaged in an unprecedented criminal act. Okay, so understand the definition of a third-party group stalker. It's beyond being in relevant position. Criminal facilitation makes you a group stalker, and you will be civilly and criminally prosecuted for it. Understand Speaker Companies is nothing other than a corrupt business where that pattern of conduct is underway. What you just heard right now was the demonic pattern of stalking with audible activity. That is, these demons are still monitoring while they're witnessing me prosecute them and expose them. That sound of that beeping was while I'm in here, and I just moved. You can't see the ground, but I just moved I'm trying to see the camera, hold on. My feet down here, I moved my foot subtly while I was speaking, immediately with simultaneity, which is the demonic behavioral pattern, creation of activity. All right, somebody either immediately arrives in the path or somebody creates the creation of noise. Significance of what you're looking at, this is not merely emptying trash. They are moving around in the environment. It's very demonic, everything that is occurring in the environment, and it is occurring under the malicious guise of what's supposed to be normalcy. They live in engineered light. They're working in engineered light. They're doing so while the entity is blatantly exposed as a stalker. That is the Los Angeles Police Department, okay? This is P.O.C., and that malice with which they engage in it, that of threatening the life of a target, that's resulting in federal prison. That is resulting from removal from the public upon federal prosecution, the threat that they pose, the malice that they act with. It is relevant to their prosecution and all those facts accumulated in doing so. It is currently 8:15 a.m. That's Carlo Lopez engaging in group stalking. That blue vehicle is his vehicle. I've already documented it. He's going to federal prison. And what he's doing right now, he's working in all this engineered light. Engineered light covers the ground. The entity is maintaining this light source until 5 p.m. on the opposite side of my apartment, where you have seen the directed light that's all over the outside of the buildings, all over the inside of my apartment and the inside of my office, manifesting out of nowhere, all right? In the absolute shade, it manifests. That's what they're working around, living in, and it's not just Alvarado Gardens. All of the entity is engaging in the pattern of conduct. It is P.O.C. It is the exposure of what is entirely demonic, all right? It is, again, February 27th, 2024. This is inside of apartment 1806, number 6 at Alvarado Gardens, a third-party facilitating venue. This is documentation, prima facie case, by the way, but understand this is the sexually violent aspect of the entity's pattern of conduct that is placing you under surveillance. Keeping you under the maintaining the specific environment inside of your private space for the criminal purpose of group stalking and monitoring. If you can even see what's going on, I have multiple shadows as I'm walking through. So again, you're paying attention, there's layers. This is supposed to be the sunlight, which in and of itself is already impossible. It's never gonna happen. But you're paying attention, there's multiple layers of directed light. I have an enlarged shadow moving across the counters here, the cabinets, and then there's also my shadow that's moving across the ground. There's multiple shadows here. Layers of directed light. You're looking at, this is a directed light. Again, but that's supposed to be sunlight. It's reaching into the depths of the cabinet, right? That's engineered light. This is engineered light. All right, this is the pattern of conduct of stalking with light. It's entirely demonic. And it is the prosecution for terrorism, and Ted Speaker is going to pay unprecedented calculated damages, which are intended to punish, they are intended to deter, and he will also be prosecuted criminally. lending your business as Amazon Prime, West Coast Chief Auto Repair, Speaker Companies Incorporated. These are just some of the examples. Universal Waste. These are some of the examples of, I have documented plenty, the people of the state utilizing their companies for the corrupt purpose of facilitating federal group stalking and monitoring. They are threatening the lives of American citizens, group stalking and monitoring them, terrorizing them, engaging in the same demonic behavioral patterns in the specific environment, and doing so under a company name. And they will be exposed for that, not only civilly and criminally prosecuted, but exposed to the world. Okay, this is P.O.C.